Now that you have your EasyBib account set up, let's look at some of the content on this site. And let's start with books. So what we did is we looked through all the essay prompts that you've been given, and we found books that are very helpful for that essay prompt. And so you can see the prompt listed on the left-hand side here, as well as the books that are listed here. If it is a blue link, it just means that that is an ebook, and you can access it anywhere at any time. All you need is your student ID number. So this is your 5-digit student ID number that you use to check out books from the library as well. So I'm just going to put in a student ID right here, and it'll take me right to the book. Now the nice thing about the ebooks is that I can search them just like I would a website. So let's say there's a specific term I'm looking for. I can put that in the search bar here, and eBrary will show me every time that term appears in the book. And so I can go to that page, and it'll highlight the term for me here. So I can search the book for precisely the kind of information I'm looking for. And because I logged in with my student ID number, I can also annotate the book and highlight, add notes, and everything I do shows up on my bookshelf right here. So here's the book. Here's what I just highlighted. And if I want to get the citation for this book, I just click on the link, go to Cite Book, change this to Chicago to Arabian, and get the citation right there. So it's very easy to cite ebooks from our catalog. If you have a assignment sheet that lists more than 13 research topics, you want to look at this link right here. And you could also search our library catalog. So for example, if you are looking for books on Pearl Harbor, attack, you can just put your subject in there, click on keyword right here, and it'll bring up all the books that we have on that subject right here. So if there's a red book, it means it's a print book, and it'll be on our shelves. And if it's an E right here, you'll see that it's an ebook, and you can access that just from your device by clicking on this link. And there we go. All right, let's look at databases. So many of you are familiar with the Gale databases. These are really great databases to use for primary sources, academic journals, and as you can, I gave little sort of screenshots of sort of helpful navigation tools here. It syncs really well with Google, so if you sign in for your Drive, you can save all this content into your Drive. Here are all the different types of content here. You click on this button to get the citation tool, save this. So these are just quick reminders, but let me show you how this works. So if I click on this, you have to enter in the database password, which is LA Eagles. And I'm going to stay with Pearl Harbor. And you can see as I start to type, it gives me different types of recommendations. Anything in bold will have a lot of content on it, so I would recommend going there first. And you can see there's a lot of content on this. And what I'm looking for, let's say, is primary sources. So you can see primary sources right here. I'm going to look at all 57. You can see that it tells me what kind of primary source it is, whether it's a speech, legislation, an article. And I just click on any of these to read it. And if I want to put this in my paper, I just cite it here and export to EasyBib. And if I'm logged into my EasyBib account, which I am, it'll send it directly to my EasyBib project right here. But know that it always defaults to MLA 7. So what you want to do is just change it to Chicago, and you'll see that the citation changes automatically to Chicago to Arabian right there. Okay, let's look at EBSCO, because I know a lot of you haven't used EBSCO before, and it's has a lot more content and information than Gale databases. Again, I put a couple screenshots here just to kind of help you navigate the page. So take a look at those. I also have a tutorial here if you want to watch that. So you click on the link. Because EBSCO is so expensive, we get it through the Mountain View Public Library. So all of you have a Mountain View Public Library card because we gave it to you. So you just need to get that number from your librarian or from your teacher. So I'm going to put in my number right here and log in. And always pick these first two databases. There's about 20 different databases here. And I'll say also pick the History Reference Center right here, since this is a history book, and hit continue. Again, I'll do Pearl Harbor, and it'll give me different tips and recommendations for different search terms. Now, EBSCO gives me two ways to kind of look for primary sources on its page. I can click on source types right here and look at primary source documents right here. There's also government documents. And if I click on that, it'll refresh my page to just show me primary sources. So I can look through those and find something that's going to be helpful. Another way I can do this, since newspaper articles written in the time of the period that I'm studying are also primary sources, I can change the publication date. So let's say I want something published around 1941, during the time of the attack. I can just scroll these to fit that time frame. And you can see that all the newspapers are now in the time period, and this also counts as a primary source. Always read the abstract. That'll give you a summary of what the article is about. If it looks good, you get the full text right here. And you can read this. Archival magazine. And then again, if you want to cite it, just click on the cite link right here. Click on Export to Bibliographic Management Software. You'll see EasyBib at the bottom here. And save. I'm going to import that. And you'll see that is now in my bibliography by Chicago Tribune also. So EasyBib syncs really well with the databases, so that's why I recommend using it for this particular project, because it just makes doing the bibliography and the citations a lot easier. Okay, why don't we take a break and have you guys practice. So I would say that if you've used Gale before and are comfortable using Gale, then try EBSCO and play around with EBSCO, see what you can find. If you haven't used Gale, start with Gale. It's a little easier to navigate, and then move on to EBSCO later.